É o que mata os polícia.
Brazilian prosecutors have opened an investigation into 3 prisons in Goiás state after videos surfaced showing what seemed to be prison guards torturing inmates. In videos believed to have been shot between 2014 and 2015, but only obtained this week by prosecutors and now made available to the press. Several guards can be seen repeatedly using stun guns on subdued inmates. In one video, prison agents can be seen filming each other as they shoot a prisoner with a stun gun while he's sleeping. Violence is rife in Brazil's overcrowded prison system. Earlier this year, several prison riots left dozens of inmates dead.
Spanish police have pulled off one of the biggest ever drug hauls in the country's history, intercepting 331 kilos of heroin, most at Barcelona's port, where it was hidden inside cement bags sent from Turkey. The operation began when police intercepted the sale of 25 kilos of heroin in a deal involving 4 men since charged with drug trafficking. Another 43 kilos was found at the homes of suspects during a search, where 3 handguns were also confiscated. The single seizure surpasses the 253 kilograms discovered by Spanish police in 2016.
Russia has accused the United States of seeking a pretext to destroy North Korea. It comes after Pyongyang claimed with its latest missile test to have made a breakthrough in its aim to reach America. In some of his most forthright comments, Russia's foreign minister said Washington wanted North Korean leader Kim Jong-un to, quote, fly off the handle and take another reckless step. All the resolutions that came with sanctions included an obligatory requirement for a renewal of the political process, fresh talks, and this is exactly the requirement that's been ignored by the Americans. It's a big mistake. On Wednesday, the US envoy to the United Nations called on other countries to sever ties with Pyongyang. That includes trade links and North Korean workers.
If war comes, make no mistake, the North Korean regime will be utterly destroyed.
Despite the ratcheting up of tensions, France's former foreign minister told Euronews he believes the stalemate will end peacefully. In my opinion, the USA has already secretly studied the possibility of a preemptive strike to destroy all the nuclear sites of North Korea, but they're not sure if they can destroy them all once and for all. The problem is that North Korea could take terrible retaliatory action against South Korea, and particularly on Seoul, which is very close. The most plausible outcome is that the world will accept that there is a country, North Korea, that has become nuclear, as 2 or 3 other countries have done.
Très dures, mais qui n'auront pas de conséquences pratiques.
North Korea's latest missile flew higher than any other previously tested before dropping into Japanese waters.
He's here. Rex is here.
It was hardly a ringing endorsement, but as he hosted the Crown Prince of Bahrain, Rex is here was all President Trump had to say when asked about reports that Rex Tillerson is to be replaced as Secretary of State. Tillerson's long-rumoured departure would end a troubled tenure for the former ExxonMobil chief executive. The top US diplomat's softer line on North Korea and other differences have put him at odds with Trump, who he's allegedly called a moron. The White House spokeswoman wasn't giving any long-term guarantees on Tillerson.
What's his future in the administration? I think his future right now is to continue working hard as a Secretary of State, continue working with the President to carry out his agenda.
CIA Director Mike Pompeo, a foreign policy hardliner, is tipped to step into Tillerson's shoes within weeks, according to reports across US media. They say Pompeo, in turn, would be likely replaced by Republican Senator Tom Cotton, one of Trump's staunchest defenders in Congress.
Like a hostile intelligence service.
Looking for the ideal stocking filler in the Russian city of Yekaterinburg, 2018 looks like being a very Stalin New Year, with the publication of a calendar dedicated to the Soviet dictator. Some local residents were shocked at the 14-page calendar, which compiles Soviet propaganda posters and photos of Uncle Joe at different ages and stages in his political career. Would you buy such a calendar? No, I don't need waste paper at home. We need more of this symbolism for people to remember and be proud of this man. Everything that happened at that time was a savage, savage horror. The calendar at just under $8 or 450 rubles sparked an intense discussion on social media. Is it already sold out? I don't know, it's probable. Have you seen it in the store? I presume we've run out of it. Yes. Public opinion in Russia is divided over Stalin's dual legacy of repressing millions of Soviet people and defeating Nazism.
The British town of Canvey Island, where almost 3/4 of voters backed Brexit. It's here the government of Theresa May is facing a backlash over unconfirmed reports that she's agreed to pay tens of billions of euros to Brussels in a divorce settlement. Officials neither confirm nor deny that a figure's been agreed, leaving both Remain and Leave supporters frustrated.
As far as I'm concerned, give them nothing. You know, they're just trying to rip us off. And just pummel us into the ground all the time, and we've got to stick up for ourselves and tell them to take a run.
The government and who's in power just don't want to leave. It's a great gravy train, and they use any excuse. Oh, we've got to pay 50 billion, 60 billion. It's not their money, it's ours.
British officials have cast doubt on the figures mentioned in the media.
Well, we're paying all the time, so I don't understand why we have to pay to leave. If you give them enough notice, like any contract, if you give enough notice, you don't have to pay to leave.
I don't think there's any. That nothing moves. Nothing moves. They just want what they want, and not what the people want it.
And some people here who voted for Brexit are even voicing regret.
To be quite honest, I thought we'd have been out in 6 months. That's how naive I was, and I'm pretty good on politics. But I didn't think it would take this long, and if I'd known we were going to have to go through all this, I wouldn't have bothered. I'd have just stayed in.
April 2019. That's when Japan's Emperor Akihito is set to step down, having announced last year that age and failing health might make it hard for him to fulfill his duties. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe announced the timing of what will be the first abdication by a Japanese monarch in around 2 centuries. It followed a meeting of the Imperial Household Council, which includes lawmakers, royals and Supreme Court justices. 84 this month, Akihito is due to abdicate on April the 30th, 2019, with his heir, Crown Prince Naruhito, becoming emperor the next day, who in turn will succeed him, while Naruhito has only one child, a daughter, and under current rules she'll be prohibited from inheriting the males-only throne. Japan once considered its emperor to be divine.
Soloni dell'immigrazionismo ad ogni costo, incapaci di vedere che la loro logica malata sacrifica i popoli di tutto il mondo sull'altare di un turbocapitalismo alienante. Per tutti voi, figli di una patria che non amate più, siamo qui a ricordarvi che proprio il popolo si ama e non si distrugge. Fermiamo l'invasione. Grazie. Ora potete riprendere a discutere di come rovinare la nostra patria.
Della nostra città, grazie.
Noi vi abbiamo rispettato, aspettiamo la stessa cosa, grazie.
Buon rispetto per voi.
Buon business, buona serata. Grazie mille. Non fate rumore su stanno facendo lezione.
Posso passare un po' del mostro?
Vedete di fare in silenzio, per cortesia.
Grazie mille, arrivederci.
Volete che ne diamo anche noi?
Y televidente de SBS nos informa internacional. Vamos a un corte comercial. Ahora nos está back el deporte con nuestro colega Carl Reiter.